Welcome to another edition of the John McEntyre Money Show Live. Today is Friday, February the 7th. I got it right. I did get it right today. Friday, February the 7th, 2025. So some people say, thank God it's Friday. Me, since I love what I do, every day is pretty much the same. And time is flying by so fast, so quickly that every day almost looks the same. I don't know if it's Sunday or Monday, Wednesday, whatever. But today is Friday, and it's the Friday, the big weekend. I'm excited. It's Super Bowl weekend, and the reason why I'm excited is number one of the teams I like. Well, I like both teams. I like Philadelphia and the Chiefs, but I'm pulling for Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, um, Devontae, um, AJ. I'm pulling for those guys to win it. Uh, you know, Mahomes, he's gotten his, and he will. This is it won't be. He hasn't received his last Super Bowl, so he hasn't won his last Super Bowl. But I'm pulling for the Eagles, and I know if my brother heard me say that, hopefully I've said it before he's tuned in. If he heard me say that, he'd probably come here and choke me. But because he's a Cowboy fan, yeah, he's a Cowboy fan. But yeah, this is Super Bowl weekend. And before I actually get into the actual topic for today, which is a good one, it's a very good one. It was brought to my attention yesterday, so I wanted to address it today. But before we get into that, as I was talking about the Super Bowl, one thing that I learned: Americans will spend $18.6 billion on Super Bowl weekend on food. $18.6 billion on food. That's second to Thanksgiving. That is second. If you would have asked me, I would have said maybe third, fourth, or fifth, because I would have said Christmas was second, or maybe even like Easter or 4th of July, you know. But Super Bowl weekend is is second to Thanksgiving and the most money spent on food in America. $18.6 billion. And the number one food item is, and I'm not mad at that, because it's chicken wings. It's actually chicken wings. I probably could eat 18.6 billion in good chicken wings. You know, all of the different flavors. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, and the surprising fact is, chicken wings actually cost more than chicken breasts because of the supply demand thing going on. So that is a lot of money spent on food, and there's going to be a lot of good chicken wings out there. And I just hope everyone, if you're rooting for one of your teams, have a good time. Um, let's keep it. It's fun and games. It's a game. It's a sport. Some people are just taking this just a little bit too seriously. It's a sport. Um, I love watching pro football. I love watching about all sports pretty much, but especially football. College is actually my favorite. I like college football more than pro football. I like to see the up and coming talent, Um, but yeah, let's just keep it in perspective. Not just financially, keep it in perspective. Don't blow your budget, overspending on wings and all of this food, because some people, they do some nice spreads. I'm hearing neighbors and friends talking about all the spreads, and I'm thinking to myself, well, I'm just gonna make my rounds, you know maybe spend the first quarter at one house, then try to get to the next, maybe the first half at one house. Maybe that give me halftime. That'll give me time to I'll pull up the halftime show as I go to the other house, and then finish up there. So it was like, because I know some of my friends, family, they're going to have some nice spreads there. So yeah, that's enough talking about that, but let's just have some fun. So today's topic is a big one. It was brought to my attention yesterday. I was talking to a client, and before we ended, they were like, "Oh yeah, one more thing. My my mom received a text from the IRS. and saying that they need, please click the link to contact them for an important matter about your taxes. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna let you know right off the gate, right off the top, it is a scam. It is a scam. Hopefully you told her not to click it. She said no. I just told my mom, anything that comes over the phone, text or whatever, emails or whatever. If you do answer the phone, just say my daughter is going to take care of it, which was very wise, very wise. And if it's an email, do not click anything, close it and let me see it. That's what she said she would do. Um, but she said this was the first time she had seen an actual tax one. And so I was like, okay. And her recommendation, John, don't you think you should cover this on your live? Like, yep, I will cover it tomorrow. So that's why today we are talking about avoiding IRS tax scams, because they are huge. We are in tax season, and with tax season, some people, they're excited because they will be receiving a refund. And anytime there's going to be large amounts of money being transferred, the scammers are going to be out. I've talked about avoiding being scammed in other areas. Identity theft is a big one, and tax scam is huge also. It runs scam. People are scammed out of billions of dollars a year, uh, just off of tax scam. Identity theft is up there. So these are multi-billion-dollar industries. The scam industries. These are multi-billion-dollar industries, and so first of all, just let me say, if you received a tax, well, anything from the IRS, email, whatever, proceed with caution, um, because number one, the most targeted group as far as IRS tax scams, there are students, college students, mainly college level students, and people in education. If your email address ends in edu, if you have an email address education, you will eventually receive a tax scam email, or something like that. If they get all of the information, you'll receive the phone calls and the texts and everything. And so that's the number one group. Single mother groups are the second most targeted. Single moms, um, and then of course the elderly, the older, the aging population. They are, the third most targeted. So those are the three, and everyone's receives them. But those are the three largest groups that are targeted for that. So that's what you want to make sure. If you fit one of those groups, get diligent, stay diligent, and keep your eyes open for these types of scams that may be coming across here. So some of the common tax scams to watch out for are just, first of all, the unsolicited contact, basically the cold, out of the blue type contact you receive. It's you receive the unexpected communication from someone they're claiming to be, from the IRS, or they could be just another tax authority. They could be impersonating a like a some made up company saying that we help the IRS do this, we help the IRS do that. And that's a scam right off the top, let you know. And these, they come, phone, email, text, even social media. So IRS, just addressing this one, the IRS typically they contact taxpayers through official mail first. And you've heard those horror stories, people receiving the envelope in the mail, and it's IRS, and it's official, and it has all the state seals. Because and also to back up there, mentioning that in your emails, especially emails, they can make them look very official. On text, they can make them look very official. They have the link, they have the ghost link, irs.gov. Emails, they may even have the nice logo, even though it's fake. It looks official, and everything looks like it's on the up and up. So that's why you have to be very diligent with this. And like I said, IRS, they send mail. They send mail first. Not to say that they won't contact you in other ways, but typically you will receive letters because they keep paper trails. So you'll receive the letter. Um, you have to watch out for that contact that you was not expecting out of the blue. Watch out for pressure tactics. For instance, they try to create a sense of urgency. Scammers create a sense of urgency and try to speed up, your thought processes and get you, to confuse you, things like that. And say things like, we are going to garnish you if you don't act immediately. If it's by phone call, they, like, if you don't take care of this today, I'm calling to take care of to help you, because if you don't do it now, you could be in some serious trouble. Things like that, creating senses of urgency. And the IRS, they don't demand immediate payment, or threaten you with arrest. Sometimes scammers say you can be arrested. IRS, they're not going to threaten you with arrest without what is called due process. They have steps that they go through. They're not going to call you and you hang up on them and the police is going to show up at your doorstep and arrest you. No, it's a process. They move as quickly as possible, but it's not even like a quick process. It happens over time. And believe me, before, we've had to deal with the IRS, the letters, then we saw that it was official, made the phone call, and then over a matter of like a couple of weeks is whenever we, were able to take care of things, because they're going to give you a chance to maybe contact someone, an accountant, CPA, or someone to maybe look at things, or, before you work things out. That's where, like the enrolled agents come, they're very important to have a relationship with in those situations. So don't fall for the pressure tactics. That's one of their big ones. They're going to ask for personal information right off the gate. They're going to ask for, like, very personal. The IRS, they have your information. They already have it. They're not going to ask for it because they already have it. Now, if they are legitimate, if it is the IRS, now they're going to confirm your information. They will confirm it to make sure but they will have it. So if over the phone they contact you by phone and they ask for information like social security number, bank account, credit card numbers, IRS, they don't ask for such sensitive information over the phone. They just don't ask for it. All that stuff is taken care of, um, by letters and everything like that. It's taken care of that way. So they would not ask for that via email or, phone calls. So don't fall for that one. That's the earmark of a scam. Um, be wary of unusual payment methods. They ask for payments. Tax scammers, they may insist on payments through things like, gift cards, wire transfers, cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, things like that. IRS, they don't ask for that. They don't ask for that. They're going to ask for either a certified check, or if you don't communicate and they have to do it themselves, they will get your bank account. They will call your employer. They will get your bank account, because if they have to start the process of garnishment, you won't have to give them information because they will get it. The IRS agents do their job very well. I've never personally had that happen. I've had a couple of friends, had some people I've known in business. When they start to garnish payment, I've had one friend, which, was years ago, actually lost their job because the company was contacted about garnishments. And since they were in the financial services industry, they were fired. They actually lost their job behind it. So IRS, they're not going to ask, do these unconventional payments. So don't worry about it. When it's time for payment, they will let you know. Um, Going back into, your text and emails, suspicious links, and emails. They're called phishing emails and fake websites. That's what's doing this work. Um, and they're created. That's why you do not want to click links, is because these particular sites, they are created, they're phishing sites. They look for details. Once you click, they go in, it goes in, it's like a virus, any other, hack. It will go in and it will actually steal your personal information, especially off your computer. It will go through your computer and do it quickly. I mean, at the snap of fingers, you will lose your information. Your information will be stolen. So that's why you do not want to click. If you're on your phone, you receive a text, do not click the link. It will take information off your phone. And most people that use their phones now for Apple, for things like Apple Pay, or where they use it to, tap their phone on, at stores, tap their phone, make payments like that, everything like that. So that means that your information is pretty accessible on your phone. You click the link, it goes through your phone, it takes everything. It will steal all of the information and use it. So that's why you do not want to click those. So just look for things like misspelled words, grammatical errors, suspicious links, verify the sender's email address. And that's easy over email. Like I showed one of my older clients how to just hover over the email, and it will give you the real email address where it's really coming from. So I was like, it could say IRS, but then you hover over it, it may say, some person's name or some country or something like that. So just be mindful of those types of things. Don't click any links. And the way to protect yourself from these tax scams, not tap scams, is, like I said earlier, just recognize their communication methods. They contact usually first through written notices sent by mail, and just be skeptical of the other things: phone call, emails, or texts claiming to be the IRS. Do not share personal information. Never give out the personal information or financial details to the callers or emails. Just if someone's calling and they say they're from the IRS, the best thing I would advise is to just hang up. Um, but before you do that, take a screenshot of the number, things like, because it's going to be, save the number, take a screenshot of that number, save the number, or, at least write it down or something like that. The emails, because there's some things you're going to do with that information that will save you and people coming after you a lot of time and money. So don't share the personal information. You know, one of the best strategies is just to say, I can't talk right now. Just give me your return phone number. They're not going to do it because this is a number game. They're not going to wait for you to call back. They're just going to move on. So ask for it. And if they don't want to give a number or whatever, or if they say something like, well, you should see it there on your call ID or something like that, just, it's a scam. Hang up the phone, get the number, and get ready to report it. Always, the IRS, they use official channels. Like I said earlier, rely on them. You know, use official services. Let me put it like this: official services like CPAs, accredited tax people that work with the IRS, as far as filing taxes. Like big companies, H&R Blocks, those types of companies, to your local CPA, enrolled agents, especially enrolled agents, because they are specially trained to work with the IRS. So, and if you did receive something and you was kind of suspicious, you could contact one of them, or just contact anyone in financial services, an advisor, or CPA, enrolled agent, one of those people. Educate yourself about everything. Now, you have this information. Remember, I said earlier, take this information, the phone number, suspicious phone number, and emails. There is an email address for the IRS to report these types of scams. You go to phishing, PHISING@irs.gov. In the subject line, you would put IRS scam, either phone scam, email scam in there, and send that information. Don't send screenshots. Don't do anything like that. Specifically email with that information, the phone number or the email addresses or whatever. You report it by email. You can also report to the Federal Trade Commission, ftc.gov. Put IRS phone scam, IRS scam in the notes. And you can also contact the Better Business Bureau and let them know about it, because they're always updating their list of scammers and with these numbers and email addresses. And sometimes you may be able to even go there and see, look it up. But just report it. Just be mindful and report these things, because they are scams and they're just out there to separate you from your money. And remember, if you are a student, someone working education with an email address .edu, keep those antennas up, because you are going to receive them. That's the number one group. If you are a single parent, single mother especially, be diligent. Pay attention to the communications that's coming at you. And if you're elderly, if you are elderly or you have parents or family members or friends, make sure to keep them up to date on these types of things. And hopefully that should help you avoid these types of tax scams, because like I say, they are multi-billion-dollar industries out there, these scam industries. So that being said, I hope that the information that I gave was useful. If it is, share it, subscribe to the channel, like it. If you're on Facebook, share it. If you're on YouTube, like I said, subscribe to the channel, like it, let other people know about it. And if you have any questions or comments, share those wallet wins. I want to see those wallet wins and celebrate them, because people, they're more and more, they are opening those high yield savings accounts, the checking accounts. They're rolling over those IRAs. They're starting new IRAs. They're actually bumping up their contributions to actually maximize every year. Things, they're starting the college funds. They're paying off a lot of debt, things like that, paying off the cars, selling unneeded stuff for extra money, getting extra jobs, things like that, starting that side hustle. A lot of wallet wins are I'm hearing a lot of good wallet wins out there, and I'm reading them, and I am celebrating them. So if you have any of those, contact me. My contact information is on the screen. It may be time for you to sit down and look at your finances. Contact us. We'll make sure and put you on target with your money, put you on the road to financial health and wellness. So that being said, I will see you Monday. Have a good weekend. Remember, don't overspend on Super Bowl. Just enjoy it. Keep it light. It's a sport, not to be taken seriously. Don't tear your house down. Don't break your television if your team doesn't win or whatever. And just keep it light. So until Monday, we'll talk.